it's just, what's the word that I'm looking for?
It's just accepting mediocrity. Like,
Not that that's like, not everybody can be like top tier, right? But it's just like, can we please do better? We live in the perfect time to be a goddamn human being right now, you guys. Good morrow, everybody. My name is Robin, also known as Sunny Side Up Gal, and you are my Sunny Side Up pal. Good morrow. Hello. Hi. Welcome to my channel. Welcome very much. If you are new here, hello. Please consider giving me a subscribe and go ahead and like the video because you're gonna like the video. I know you are, because you know why? This is a Copium Den episode. And if you're unfamiliar with what a Copium Den is, I'll get into it in a second, okay? Let me say hello to my subscribers first. Hello, subscribers. Thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you. How is your week? How is everything going? I ask how your week is because I think I'm gonna post this on a Friday.
hi, gay.
I actually know I'm going to post it on a Friday. That's if I get it edited. I will get it edited. Manifesting. Listen, everybody. I just trimmed my bangs. Do you like them? They're super short, but I'm like obsessed. They look a little greasy because they were wet. Whoa. This isn't a beauty show. This isn't a beauty contest. This is me Chanel. But anyway, back to Copium Den. These are videos of people who are part of the fat acceptance, fat liberation community who either make up lies or they come up with what I like to call copium for their obsession with food and their obsession with living in obese bodies. A lot of there's not really a particular, I usually try to have like a particular theme, like where they all kind of are similar. But this one, not so much. This one's just kind of random. It's mostly, it's just the usual, just lies, and then people just like fake happy, I guess, about being in an obese body. And I say fake happy, maybe they are truly happy. I say fake happy because I remember when I was in a morbidly obese body, I was never happy. I used to be 232 pounds in high school and then lost the weight, some of it, and then after the panorama, I ballooned back up to 220 pounds, and I've lost 40 pounds and maintained it for about 2.5 years. But I'm currently on another weight loss journey because right now I am still clinically obese. Like, I'm still class 1 obese, and I would like to change that because I'm still having some problems with my health as far as like, because it's, there are risks to being in an obese body and to have excess adipose tissue on your body. That said, and I will put a timestamp right here if you don't want to listen to me update my life, if you don't give a shit about my life, go to this timestamp. I had mentioned, I don't know if it was in a members only video, but I had mentioned that I was getting a blood test done and getting my labs pulled so I can see. I wanted to have something to like reflect on throughout the year, something to kind of monitor, internally how my body is reacting to my weight loss and how and like my diet and stuff. Now, I want to be 100% honest with everybody. I always want to be open, I don't want to hide anything. It's just harder. It's hard to lie. It's hard to keep up a lie. I will start with the bad news first. Obviously, my cholesterol is elevated, and I know exactly why it's elevated because since November of last year, I've probably spent like almost $300 on coconut milk. And in the month of February, I bought, I think they come with 6. So I bought 24 cans. Is it 24? I bought 18 cans of, I bought 18 to 24, I have to double check, cans of coconut milk, which is it's extremely fatty coconut milk. It's like nothing that I can only get it on Amazon. It's nothing that you can get like at Walmart. It's really fucking good and my absolute favorite. I will not go back to any other brand of coconut milk, but that said, it's extremely fatty. So my LDL was elevated. My HDL is lower than it should be. I'm trying, we're working on it, right? But my triglycerides were beautiful, and that's because I am not eating sugar or like simple carbohydrates or anything like that. I'm on a low carb ketogenic diet, and to be honest, the numbers that I have, they're not like alarming numbers. It's not looking like I'm going to have a heart attack or anything like that. Your LDL and your HDL are going to your LDL is going to be elevated on a ketogenic diet for a lot of people, especially when you're still kind of insulin resistant, which I was for a while because I have Hashimoto's, PCOS, and those kind of go hand in hand with like they can cause insulin resistance. Also, like I guess like low thyroid or low thyroid symptoms can also cause your LDL to raise. There's a bunch of stuff that can cause it to raise. High cortisol, which yes. Um so yeah, my HDL needs help. My LDL needs help. Once I get them, they're not extremely high or anything like that. I'm gonna share photos, but once I get those in check, I'm gonna be unstoppable. Okay, because guess what? Your mommy is no longer insulin resistant. I cried. So in July of last year, it's called a HOMA IR score, and I'll explain what that is on the screen somewhere. My insulin resistance score was at like a 4. And then this time checking it, it was at like a 1.9 or a 1.7. Again, I'll put it up on the screen. So I'm no longer insulin resistant. So now all I have to focus on is just keep eating the way I've been eating, except for the coconut milk, because that's literally the only thing I've changed since last summer that I've added, because I've actually decreased the amount of like fatty meat that I've eaten. Like I don't eat like as much bacon as I used to do. I think we're mostly like a high protein like meat source, added fats come from coconut milk for me mostly. And then like obviously like avocado and olive oil. So all I have to focus on now is just continue to eat the way that I'm eating, just remove the coconut milk, as just not as much coconut milk. Mommy was eating, listen. Mommy was having a ton of coconut milk, and you're like, coconut milk's not that bad. You have to I will show you a picture or a video of what this coconut milk is like, you guys. It is it's basically coconut cream, and I'm just thinking that maybe there is a language barrier and they didn't put coconut cream on there. It's very fatty. It's delicious. But I mean, mommy has a swig almost every day.
Swig break.
Like, and when I mean swig, just like a dirty drink, a dirty soda, like basically just any drink with like coconut milk in it. I have a lot of those a lot, okay? I also have a ton of coconut milk inside my mushroom coffee lately. I have coconut milk as a dessert sometimes if I'm having desserts. Mostly in my drinks. I'm having a ton of coconut milk drinks, you guys, so I'm having to like detox those. But yeah, replacing my coconut milk intake with more added like avocado and olive oil should balance out my LDL HDL ratio. Other than that, like my glucose is, I mean, she's no longer insulin resistant, right? She's no longer insulin resistant. She's practically skinny. She's practically thin. And the triglycerides are like no longer being insulin resistant and having low triglycerides, thin. She's healthy. She's becoming a picture of health, you guys. And I did cry. I did cry. I texted all of my besties and I was like, you guys, I am no longer insulin resistant. I'm crying because, and I'll show you the graphs. I'll show you my graphs. I'm going to show you my graphs. All right, so this is my fasting insulin from 2 years ago, and my glucose that day when I was tested was 92. Now, that leaves me a HOMA IR score of 2.8, which is above range for insulin resistance, so it's not ideal. But I was in the right track. However, I distinctly remember 2024 being like the year of fasting for me. And that when I took that test, and I remember being like, I shouldn't have done this. But when I took that test, I would think I was fasted for like 36 hours. So clearly my insulin was going to be lower than usual. But I remember being kind of pissed and kind of shocked because like 92 for a blood sugar fasted in the AM for me is like low. Like I'm like, that's not a normal occurrence for me. Mine is like, even now I'm still like close to like 100, and she's healed. However, like I think I even think it may have been like close to almost 2 days that I was fasted on this because I just like fasting. I remember being like, how the fuck is it still insulin resistant if I like haven't had any fucking sugar? Anyway, and then the year after my fasting insulin, I did it the right way. So it was just an overnight fast. My fasting insulin was 16.1. And that glucose that day, I think it was still like 100. So what is that what kind of score is that giving us? 16.1, and then a glucose. Yeah, it was a 4. Right. Okay. Yep, I do remember this. I mean, that was last year, 2025. And that was in July. Like I was still, you know, I have been doing this for fucking years, you guys. I've been working so hard on getting my insulin fixed. It's been very frustrating. Okay, keep going. So then this year, my insulin was at a 7, the lowest I've ever seen my insulin, you guys. And it wasn't even like, not even close to a like 24-hour fast. This was literally an overnight fast. I had dinner at like 7. I got my blood test at 9. She's thin. She's a picture of health. It has been years, you guys. And I have been so frustrated with my insulin resistance, feeling like I'm doing everything I can. What do I do? Why am I still insulin resistant? Why am I still insulin resistant? I don't even touch sugar. I don't even like, I have sugar like 3 times a year on like holidays and stuff like that. Like I do.
What am I doing wrong?
I just took some tweaking and like more fat. I mean, obviously the coconut milk raised my LDL, but do I think that having all that added fat is helping me as a ketogenic fat burning fueled baby? Yeah, absolutely. But I do need to like, I got to switch some things around. Oh, also, I don't have a lot of fiber. Being honest with you, I do not have a lot of fiber. Most of the time, we are really busy people, and instead of just like going and getting like fast food, sometimes we just cook like a meat, and I have a lot of carnivore meals. I don't like to claim that I'm carnivore. It's not something that I'm doing on purpose. It's not something that I'm like, this is, we're only eating carnivore tonight. It's literally just like me cooking a meat and then just being like, I don't eat green beans tonight. You know what I mean? I should be eating them, but I'm not. But anyway, I got some Metamucil. I'll put the picture up. It's not Metamucil. It's an off-brand Walmart or Amazon brand, and I'm going to be drinking that daily. I had some today, and guess what? My stomach is hurting. Not diarrhea hurting, not farting hurting, not gas. It is literally feels like I swallowed rocks. I don't know, is that how it's supposed to be? Me no no. Me no no. So far this morning, I've had that Metamucil. It's what is it? It's psyllium husk. So I got some psyllium husk unflavored, because the Metamucil has like orange and like sucralose in it, and me not for that. Okay, me not for that at all. I got psyllium husk. I got ground flaxseed that I can add to like my salads or whatever. I also have seen people just spoon it or put it in like drinks, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna put it on top of my food if I need it. And then I can't do broccoli anymore, you guys. I can't. I'm not that I'm sick of it or anything like that, but literally every time I have broccoli, it's just like 3 days of bloating. Like I just don't think that it's for me. Green beans are good. And then obviously I could do like salads and stuff like that. But if you guys have any favorite fiber, like I need soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is the one that helps lower your LDL, right? Because, and I'm remembering this because I've been doing research on it, because soluble fiber helps bind to bile, and that requires your liver to make more bile, and that like helps pull, like your liver needs the LDL to do that. Listen, I probably botched that, but if I got it right, claps for me. But yeah, so it needs to be insoluble fiber. So if you guys know, I mean, chia pudding is also good. However, I'm not going to do chia pudding without coconut milk, so it's like also not good. I guess I could do like chia pudding, or I can do like chia in my juices, but I'm also trying to reduce my dyes. You guys, it's just a ton of like messing around and figuring out what works for me. It's a ton of like removing and adding things. But anyway, that's my little update. As far as the members only videos and like these videos are kind of meshing. It's my responsibility to figure out where I've said anything. So if you've heard this already, sorry. But
Last week,
no, it was not a members only video. I don't think it was. Me no no. But last week I talked about being in a Hashimoto's flare. Mommy's feeling much better. Again, attribute that to eating high fat. But from that Hashimoto's flare, I'd gained like 5 pounds in a weekend. So I was like back up to 184 today. Actually on Friday of last week, I was back down to 178, and I'm 178 again today. So we're back on track. Okay, we're back on track. We just got to keep things going, staying positive. And now let's begin the episode for real. Thank you so much for listening to that. If you did listen to that, I appreciate you caring and I love you. All right, let's jump right into things. Today's Copium episode, we are going to start with the one and only Virgie Tovar, our absolute favorite fat person on the internet.
We love her.
We worship her. We don't think that she has an annoying voice at all. We don't think that she's a big fat liar, and we don't think that she is visibly unhealthy. You guys, this insoluble fiber is fucking getting to me now. Let me fix this for you. All right, let me know if this is bothering you. I've just found that there wasn't enough on the screen. But also, I wanted, while I like to read the captions, and I want you guys to also be able to read the captions when I do it, so you can see how dumb and how I'm unable to read. Virgie Tovar is, if you're not familiar with who she is, which you're here, you should probably be familiar with her, so let's get familiar. Here's a picture of Virgie. Honestly, I don't know why I think this is my favorite picture of her. Probably because I just love chartreuse. It's like not even about her. It's not even about her.
I just really love chartreuse.
The colors are getting it. Let's see if she's got, does she have a Wikipedia?
Wikipedia?
Yes, she does. Okay, Virgie Tovar. Let's do a little bit of back research on her. This might be a long episode, but I feel like you guys would be excited about that. Look at her. Look at, dude. That is not a real picture. Is this a fucking meme? And they kept it on Wikipedia? Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, she's got her hands in her pocket. It looked like her. It looked like her hands were her. You see where her arms are? It looked like if you go like this, that looks like a little hand, like that. I thought that was her hand, but they're in a pocket. The dress looks comfortable though. I'm not gonna lie. I know she doesn't care about flattering, but it's not very. Her face is not very flattering, which is not fair, Robin. Okay, be nice. Okay. All right, let's read about Virgie. Virgie Tovar. Virgie Tovar, born May 19th, 1982. Holy shit, she's like not even 10 years older than me. I swear to God, you guys. Somebody did mention that in my comments, and she looks much older. She's 45, 43. I guess she does look like, maybe. Do I just think that I'm a beautiful teenage girl living a teenage dream? Somebody told me the other day though that they thought that I was 28. When I told them I was 35, he was like super shocked. I don't know if he was super shocked though. Could be fake. He could have made that up. But I don't know. Do I look like I'm almost 35? I'm going to be 35 in a couple of weeks. I'll be 35 on March 23rd. Do I look 35? Look at my face. I don't have any filters on. I'd put too much gel on my eyebrows. I don't do a lot of overhandling on my face. I don't do a lot of overhandling. I basically use baby wipes and witch hazel to wash my face if I'm not taking a shower at night. In the shower, I just use water on my face. I don't, unless I've got a full face of makeup that I didn't care to like use oil to remove, like almond oil or olive oil, or even just like my lotion, my tallow balm. I use tallow balm too. To remove my makeup, I'll use some cheap $1.99 French soap on my face. But mostly I am a witch hazel baby wipe, water on the face only. In the morning, if I've showered the night before, just water on the face or a baby wipe, right? And then I use a tallow balm. I don't wear foundation. I just kind of just let my skin be skin. Sometimes I'll mix a little bit of like a non-SPF foundation. I'll mix it in with my tallow balm so there's a little bit of a tint, and then put that on. I didn't do that today though. And then we don't have kids. I'm not saying that like having kids makes you old, but I know that like stress can affect your face. And I'm a stressful person, so I wonder if I did have kids, if like I would look crazy. Am I delusional? And I'm like, and people were like, Robin, you do look like you're 35. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do look like I'm 35. I don't really feel like but maybe it is delusion, and I just still think that I'm 25. I don't know. I use a lot of like natural tallow balm, olive oil. My go-to like after shower body like oil is almond oil or olive oil. Sometimes I use it used to be mainly olive oil, but I was smelling like a pizza all the time. Okay. All right. Tovar is of Mexican descent. She has struggled with weight issues since childhood. I wonder if she would approve that because I don't even know if she would really think that it was considered an issue. In middle school, she struggled with an eating disorder. Ooh, shoot. Tovar received her bachelor's degree in political science from the University of California, Berkeley in 2005 and her Master of Arts in Human Sexuality Studies from San Francisco State University. I took a human sexuality study class when I went to college for my one semester, and it was actually really interesting. But I feel like everybody there was like looking for people to bang. Honestly, I know we shouldn't assume, but I do feel like that was the case. I did not bang anybody there. In 2013, Tovar criticized the American Medical Association for classifying obesity as a disease. Listen, in my last episode with Angelica Unfiltered, I'll try to post it here. We had talked about this. I feel like there are half people who are in obese bodies who are like, I'm this way because it's a disease. And then there are half people like Virgie. Half of the group is like, this is not a disease. Don't medicalize my body. Okay. I'm just fat. And it's annoying. Okay, Tovar has advocated for legal protection against weight discrimination. Tovar has been accused of downplaying the negative effects of obesity. She absolutely has. Tovar's ongoing contributor. Okay. In December of 2024, Tovar was hired for 6 months as a consultant on weight stigma and weight neutrality by the San Francisco Department of Public Health. She was hired by the San Francisco Department of Public Health as a consultant for weight stigma and weight neutrality. I thought she was voted into something. Maybe I dreamed that. In December 2024, the San Francisco Department of Health retained Tovar as a short-term consultant on weight stigma and weight neutrality, a move that drew mixed reactions. Supporters described the hiring as a step towards reducing discrimination and in health settings, while critics characterized it as a politically motivated woke overreach. I do believe that it was politically motivated. I definitely think that it was a hire for clicks, because people were talking about it. You know what I mean? Earlier in her career, Tovar launched the Lose and Hate Not Weight campaign. Dumb. Okay, which received both praise for challenging diet culture and criticism from detractors who argued it downplayed potential health complications of obesity. Okay. All right, so here we are. Everyone has the right to do what they want with their bodies, but this fact doesn't change everything we know about weight science and the long-term inefficiency and harm caused by food restriction. Whether through GLP-1 or more traditional forms of dieting, we need a culture that is less fat-phobic, and we need more transparency from the diet and pharmaceutical industries in order to create an environment in which people can make an informed decision about whether they undertake these types of interventions. Thank you, whoever, for having coffee with me, inspiring this video. If you're just listening, the caption says understanding weight loss products and medications via an iced coffee metaphor.
Hi, today I'd like to talk about basic consumer education when it comes to weight loss medications and products. I want to state before I get started that consumer education is not the same as judgment. Everyone has the right to do what they want with their body. However, we're in an environment in which companies that produce and sell weight loss medications and products make it difficult to make informed decisions. So let's start the education with a basic metaphor of the coffee shop. Okay, I walk into a coffee shop, I want to buy iced coffee, I hand over $4, I am given iced coffee. Now, companies that produce weight loss products and medications want you to believe that they operate the same way as the coffee shop. You give them money or insurance, and they in turn give you weight loss. Unfortunately, however, that is not how it works. With what we know.
Okay, so already there's an issue with this. You are paying so when you go to a coffee shop, you pay $4, you get a coffee. You get a coffee. She's trying to say that when you decide that you want to pay for GLP medications, you're paying for the weight loss. No, you're paying for the GLP-1 medications. Just like you are paying for the coffee. You're not paying for the energy because you might not get energy from the coffee. Am I right or am I wrong? Right?
Know about weight science and the long-term effects of food restriction, whether it's through GLP-1s or through other more traditional forms of dieting and other interventions. It's more like I walk into a coffee shop, I hand over $4, and I have a 1 in 10 chance of long-term getting this iced coffee.
No. See, again, it's terrible. Terrible metaphor. Terrible comparison. The iced coffee is not the same as the weight loss. The iced coffee is the GLP-1 medication.
The pen, basically.
You have a 1 in 10 chance of getting energy from this coffee, just like you have a 1 in 10 chance of losing, or I'm not sure what the actual percentage is. I feel like she makes up a lot of stuff. 1 in 10 chance of losing weight from the GLP-1. So this is not a great comparison.
And depending on the data you look at, 1 in 10 might be extremely generous.
Robin, in post, please pull up the data. Okay, Robin. So this is a journal, just a simple Google, does weight loss medication work? I found this journal, semaglutide for weight loss. This is actually the first result. But anyway, bottom line, used with lifestyle changes, 2.4 milligrams of semaglutide weekly resulted in a mean 10% to 15% weight loss, 10 to 15 kilograms, over 68 weeks versus 2% to 3% with placebo. Most 70 to 80% lost 5% or more of their body weight. So that is definitely more than 1 out of 10. That's like 7 to 8 out of 10. If you don't know percentages, maybe I don't know percentages. Am I right? Anyway, about 75% had gastrointestinal side effects, but few discontinued treatment. Weight has regained on medication discontinuation. So yeah, if you I have noticed when people do get the shits from something, it's worth it if you keep seeing the scale go down.
Obviously, there's a huge difference between a 100% chance of getting the coffee and a 10% chance of getting the coffee.
Yeah, it is not the coffee that you're getting. You're getting you're paying for the coffee for the energy, just like you're paying for the GLP-1 pen for the weight loss, right? She skipped an entire layer. She went straight to the weight loss. Like, no, you're paying for the fucking thing.
I think it's the responsibility of the coffee shop to post this information. Hi, today I'd like to talk about basic...
Boo!
So I just went to...
All right, so this is from somebody. I guess this is like a meme page, but I can't find this girl's actual video, but let's see.
So I just went to my grandparents' house, and when my grandmother leaves the room, my grandfather looks at me and goes, "You have gained a massive amount of weight since the last time I saw you." I know I've gained a lot of weight, okay? For fuck's sake, I have a fucking ovarian cyst.
Okay.
Be nice. I'm finding it.
Sad. I agree. I do agree, sad. However, one ovarian cyst, is it causing... I can see how an ovarian cyst, even a singular one, I have known people who have had singular ovarian cysts causing a shit ton of hormonal issues, right? I don't normally... The PCOS ovarian cyst thing is no longer an argument. I don't even think that I should be using it as well. Like, I know I say I have PCOS. It does slow it down, but it doesn't make, it's not a great excuse to just be like, hey, I'm just going to gain this weight. I have this huge ovarian cyst. Like, I'm just going to get fat. Like, I just don't think that it's a great reason to just not avoid the weight gain. Does that make sense? Or am I just being mean? I do think that it was kind of fucked up that her grandpa was like that. But he's your grandpa and he loves you, right? If you saw your granddaughter or even your daughter like gain 50 pounds in less than a year, wouldn't you be like, are you okay? Also, you have this ovarian cyst. What are you doing about it? Also, you have this ovarian cyst. Did we not do any research as to why these cysts would cause the weight gain? What's causing the weight gain? Is it a hormonal imbalance? Clearly it is, right? So there's step one. What can you do to prevent weight gain, because weight gain, you add more weight gain, it's just going to cause more problems, you guys. The excess adipose tissue is also hormonally active. You're going to have a shit ton of problems. You may even create more cysts on your ovaries, okay? But did you research what to do about if you can't get the surgery or whatever, or you're waiting or blah blah blah, you're waiting for the medication to work, yada yada yada. Did you do any research as to like what to do to prevent the weight gain? Just do a quick Google search. Google search. How to prevent weight gain from an ovarian cyst. I'm pretty sure the internet will tell you to eat less carbs, especially if you're not working out. Let's check. All right, how to lose weight with an ovarian cyst. Losing weight with an ovarian cyst, particularly those associated with PCOS, requires managing insulin resistance and inflammation through a nutrient-dense, lower-carb diet, regular exercise, and improved sleep. If you can't do regular exercise or improved sleep, I promise you the lower carb, especially if you are sedentary as fuck and you know that you eat a lot of carbs, will help. But yeah, so did you what honestly, you guys, if you've ever gotten a diagnosis, you have a computer in your hands. Why wouldn't you do what you can, right? I'm so sick of people just like waiting, like I'm just gonna wait for the doctors to like figure this out. No, they also have like 100 people that they take care of. You can get so much done if you just did your own research and figured out, oh yeah, it's the food that I eat, or oh yeah, I should probably be eating less of this, or oh yeah, I should probably move more. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I feel like people are standing right next to a fire and they're like, "Why am I so fucking hot?" Bitch, look around. You know? I think it's so bizarre that some people just get a diagnosis from their doctor and they're just like, well, okay, cool. Are you okay with that for real? Like, it's just what's the word that I'm looking for?
It's just accepting mediocrity. Like,
Not that that's like, not everybody can be like top tier, right? But it's just like, can we please do better? Can we please do better? I could never, we live in the perfect time to be a goddamn human being right now, you guys. Literally, we do. We have a computer in our hands. We've got modern medicine. We've got, nobody's dying of the fucking bubonic plague. Women can vote. There's so many things, right, that are going well for us. Why aren't you, you're just gonna sit there and suffer? You're not even gonna look? Ugh, guys, it's so bothersome to me. It's just like, stop. Literally, fix yourselves. Fix yourselves. Let's do better. I don't know. My stomach shape isn't just because I have a uterus. It's because I'm fat, and that's okay. I know it's hard not to distance ourselves as much as we can from our fat body. Fat phobia that we see everywhere makes us believe that anything but a completely flat stomach is wrong. I don't believe that. I don't really care about seeing flat stomachs. I care about like people not kicking their stomach when they walk. So it's a problem. So much so that straight-sized people feel the need to point out that their stomachs aren't fat. They just have a uterus. It's okay to have a stomach that's visible. It's okay that you see the curve of your stomach. Listen, some people might disagree, but I don't really care if you have, the biggest thing is are your health markers there, right? Are you good? Are you healthy? I don't really care if I see like a little bit of like a little belly. Not everybody can have a six-pack abs. I don't even think that that's like necessary. But it's not your uterus, right? If you have a belly, I'll try to plug in some bellies, right? That's not your uterus. You know how big your uterus is and how like far back? If your uterus was so much to the surface that I was pushing out a little bit of your belly, like that's a problem. Like that's not where it's supposed to be. Your uterus is like in you more, right? And it's like this big. It's not your uterus, you guys. Ugh, my stomach is so fucked up right now, you guys. I don't even know what's happening. It hurts. But yeah, it's not your uterus. Okay, it's just fat, which, okay. Let's see what this girl says.
Say that this is not just my uterus.
Yes, we know. That is definitely not just your uterus. Can you imagine if her uterus was that big? She'd have like litters.
Is my stomach. And it is the best accessory that I have. With
See, this is why it's in the copium den. My stomach is my best accessory. Like, no, ma'am. That thing is like caustic. Like, that thing is hurting you more. That would be like me being like wearing a fucking purse and the purse being made out of
Radiation.
Not really. Is that? No, is it? It's not that bad. You know, it's a good metaphor. Like, this is my radiation purse. It's my best accessory. And I'm like getting fucking sick from it. My hair's falling out.
my clothes, to be honest. So yeah, it's okay to have a stomach. It's fine. It's normal.
That is not normal. Please, you guys, do not normalize this. I don't miss being like this. I mean, I don't think that I was nearly as she's giving tall energy. She looks tall to me. I don't think I was that big. 232 pounds. I was pretty, big. I had a belly. Oh, you know what? I might have old pictures from at least after the panorama where I was like 220 something. I'll poke them in. I had a belly. I don't think I've shared those on here. So please be gentle. I mean, I still have a belly now, but it's like a little cuter. Yeah, don't normalize this. This is not normal. This is this is dangerous. This is something that, I swear to God, I see this more than I see like somebody my size, which I would say that I'm more average size. I'm above average size. I see that more in my everyday than I would a straight size person, which is so odd. But again, I do live in the South, and
We're fat.
but yeah, we need to change this. This is just not good. And I think the way that we can change it, I honestly do. I was talking to Angelica about this. I feel like the way that we can change this is if we just show more of like the dire consequences aside from my 600-pound life. Like, obviously my 600-pound life, that's entertainment. People are that like it's very doctored. And it's just not, it's reality TV, but is it reality? Like, I want to see, we need to, there, maybe even commercials, maybe even, there needs to be more stories like maybe something like The Whale. Like, can we get a biopic about like an actual person who did die from obesity? I don't know. Again, that would be like doctored as well. Like, we just need to see more people coming out of the woodworks being like, hey, I was in, and it's kind of nice. We are seeing a lot of people coming to this community that were part of the fat acceptance community. Gabriella Loscano did that opinion piece for the New York Times. Like, yes, love to see it, but I would like to see more. I'd like to see more. And I think with the whole, like, the new Maha movement, like the new pyramid, the commercial, like, I feel like people are talking more and speaking out about fat acceptance and like what's wrong with it. So that's good. Yes, I just think that we need to see more, like, how they have those commercials where it's like click it or ticket, and it has like, it'll show an accident. Don't drink and drive. It'll show an accident.
Get a ticket. No exceptions. Click it or ticket.
I think that's the other, maybe we should have some like public service announcements as well about the dangers of obesity. Yeah. Somebody put me in office. We need some PSAs about some obesity, right? I want to see them on my feed. We need to see them. And I don't want to see anybody complain about them. All right, so this says, I love being fat because it has given me the confidence to embrace myself in every moment of my life and find my true strength lives within.
Okay.
Already, I'm feeling this is super performative. First of all, the glasses. Actually, let's look at everybody's glasses so far. They all have the crazy glasses. And when I say crazy, I don't mean like crazy. I just mean like funky, right? I do mean crazy. Okay, she didn't have such crazy glasses. And then there's Virgie. So far, 2, if you're playing bingo. Again, this feels super performative. I'm just looking at the smile thinking you're lying. Already, I am.
I love being fat. I think it's the best thing about me.
What the fuck was that noise?
I love being fat. I think it's the best thing.
She fucking farting?
About me. It doesn't mean that I'm not healthy. It means that
Yes, it does. Being fat, being morbidly obese, being any type of obese, I am unhealthy. Clearly, I'm not because my cholesterol needs some help. But being fat is not healthy. Just being honest with you, I think we all know that.
I have every opportunity to look at myself every single day and just be inspired because I look like the absolute nature of divinity.
Where did you get that? What are we looking at? What are your sources? What is the absolute nature of divinity look like? I'm so confused. Did she start a religion?
And I understand that other people don't feel that way, and I don't care. And I wanted there to be somebody on your feed saying that today. Have a good day.
Can you imagine being an intelligent woman? I don't think she's stupid, right? Maybe she is. Let's look at her page. All right. So my name is Jessamyn. Let's see. All right. So writer, the Miss Frizzle of yoga, a midlife midwife. Okay, so she do a lot of yoga. Whoa, how is that allowed on YouTube? Or how is that allowed on Instagram? I'm gonna have to blur that out. Jesus Christ. Like, she's literally fucking naked. How are we allowed to post that on Instagram? I'm so confused. Are we allowed to do that? Is this allowed? Hold on a second. Is she the girl that was on a magazine cover? Hold on a second. It is her. You guys, it is her. She was on the cover of Cosmo, and that was like a huge deal. Do you guys remember that? And everybody was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they put a fat woman on the magazine cover." I honestly do remember when that came out, though. I was like, "Go off, queen." But I think that clearly now we all know that living in an obese body is unhealthy. And okay, so Cosmopolitan UK's January, February 21 cover. God, do you guys remember that? 2021, Jesus Christ. Featuring diverse plus-size models in athletic wear with the caption, "This is healthy," sparked a heated debate over body positivity versus the promotion of obesity. While supporters argued it promotes inclusivity, critics deemed it irresponsible, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. I agree, because I remember being obese, morbid. I remember being 220 pounds and like being terrified because we were told that being in fat bodies was like a death sentence if you got COVID. So mommy agrees. I have to include our absolute favorite, William Hornsby. Let's look at his caption. All right, your mental health conditions do not excuse you from your obligation to unlearn anti-fatness. I already know where he's getting at. You will actually find that they become more manageable because you're unlearning biases that fuel them. The more anti-fat your views, the harder it's going to be for you to see a fat body in the mirror. Okay, can you guys see how like this is first of all, he's clearly talking about body dysmorphia, right? It kind of feels like indoctrination, like believe this, think this way kind of thing, like indoctrination into the fat acceptance community. How to be less fat phobic. Think the way that I tell you to think. Because being fat phobic is one of the worst things that you could absolutely be. All right. The more anti-fat your views, the harder it's going to be for you to see fat body in the mirror. Now, let me be clear. Fearing being treated poorly by society because you're in a fat body is valid and real, but conforming to anti-fatness does not protect you from that. It makes you a part of the problem. Be part of the solution, making the world more equitable. Equitable. That sounds weird. All right, learn from fat educators and liberationists like blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah. Jordan Allen Hall, ugh. As many more read their work, engage with their posts, be a part of a better, more equitable world by unlearning your biases and encouraging others to do so as well. I promise it will help your body dysmorphia as well. I hate him so much, but let's hear what he has to say. Clearly, he thinks he's important.
People always tell me that I have body dysmorphia, and I'm like, I hope I have body dysmorphia. If I'm seeing what y'all are seeing, we have a problem.
I'm so confused. I hope I have body dysmorphia. If I'm seeing what you guys are seeing, we have a problem. What? Am I misunderstanding that? People say I have body dysmorphia, and I'm like, I hope I have body dysmorphia. If I'm seeing what you're seeing, we have a problem. What? I feel like, did he not write this real well? Or am I stupid? I am. But am I misunderstanding him? I hope I have body dysmorphia. If I'm seeing what you're seeing, we have a problem. No, wouldn't you? First of all, who would wish for body dysmorphia? That's wild. But like, do you wish that you have body dysmorphia where I don't know, we'll see.
I know you're joking around, but you need to consider that whether you do look like those things that you're seeing or not, there are people who actually do look like those things.
Again, that's not our problem though. And I can joke about whatever I want.
So they're gonna see this video and it's gonna be harmful for them. Okay, but like, I hate what I see. And look, I understand how that feels. Genuinely. Like, actually famously. And let me let you in.
Famously, William? More like infamously. Like, nobody's watching your shit because you are so profound. We're literally cringing.
And on a little secret. And what is that?
What are these shirts? They're like practically see-through. You're buying cheap shit.
If you stop seeing the things you think you're seeing as universally bad, they're not going to be as much of a problem for you when you see them in the mirror.
I love when people give you like, and I at the same time I also hate, like, easier said than done. I hate when people say that, but I hate when people do things like this where they're like, if you just change this, like, that is literally easier said than done. Like, especially if somebody has a mental issue and they actually have body dysmorphia. It's not just like, "Ugh, I'm ugly. Like, I feel ugly today." It's not like that. Like, it's actual crazy body dysmorphia. Um, you can't just like shake them into thinking that being fat is okay. And then first of all, too, not that I'm like okaying body dysmorphia, but like being in a fat body is not okay, you know? It's fearful. It instills fear in a lot of people because we've seen people die from being in obese bodies, right? And they'll try to tell you that being obese doesn't kill, but it does lead to other, things that do kill.
What do you mean? Well, if you freak out when you see a fat body in the mirror, why? Because I shouldn't be fat.
Correct. You should not be fat.
And that's a morally loaded thing to say.
You shouldn't be fat. You should not be fat. I shouldn't be fat. I know I'm still fat. It has nothing to do with morality. It is unhealthy to be fat. We're still animals here, right? We're still, right? Like, it's instinct. It's almost instinctual in us that it's almost instinctual. We should not like, we are designed to survive, right? So like, if we are seeing that obesity is killing people, it's almost instinctual. It's like lizard brainy for us to be like, I don't want to be that size. I've seen the harm it does. It's just like when you see somebody, like, imagine yourself as a caveman a million years ago, 3 to fucking 5, 10 million years ago. Somebody has said something about that. Imagine you're a caveman 5 years ago, and you see a bunch of people eating from a bush, right? You're like, wow, those berries look delicious. And then they drop dead. You would probably be so afraid to eat berries from any bush anymore, right? You saw people drop dead from eating eating berries from a bush. You as an individual would probably never ever eat berries from a bush again. You'd be like,
I've seen somebody die doing that. I'm good.
right? The same thing. We're not that different from who we, like, from the first Homo sapiens, you guys. We are still, the instincts are still there.
We want to survive.
And if you see somebody who's fat, who's dying, you want to prevent that.
In that scenario, you clearly see being fat as a morally bad thing.
No, William, you thought that. You had that in your brain, William. You're the one who you're putting those thoughts into me. You think that I'm saying that, when in reality, no, it's not a bad thing morally. I don't look at fat people off the street and go, oh my God, this guy's fucking evil, right? I don't do that. What I do is ignore that, right? I don't think that. I think that people, you have to know more about somebody to judge their character morally, right?
And so what if I do? Well,
Yeah, that's true. Great argument, William.
you stop seeing being fat as a
That's the thing is he's so like, he immediately goes like, you just think it's morally wrong. And it's like, no, like we've seen people fucking die, dude.
moral wrong, then when you see a fat body in the mirror, you take away your body dysmorphia's ability to make you feel bad about seeing a fat body in the mirror, whether you are in a fat body or not. Ultimately, unlearning your anti-fatness will improve your life. It will improve your experience.
Yeah, but at the same time, there are risks with unlearning your anti-fatness. So obviously, mommy is anti-fat acceptance, right? If I were to just give up and just be like, you know what, maybe it is okay to be fat, that would be a danger to myself. If I just gave up and was like, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want. I'm not really gonna try. I'm not gonna actively try to lose weight. And then I start gaining weight, that's a danger to myself. So technically, I can report this for spreading dangerous advice.
Of body dysmorphia. And, honestly, it'll improve the lives of everyone else around you, especially the fat people in your life.
Oh my God, like when is it our responsibility to like improve other people's lives? Like I get being like a good human being genuinely, but I'm not here. I wasn't placed on this planet to like coddle those around me, unless you're like my dogs or my husband. The feelings of the people around you are something that they have to control themselves. So
It is worth your time and energy.
God, I fucking hate his face so much, dude. This was from 88 weeks ago. 88 weeks ago. Not to be mean, but let's take a look here and see how fat he's gotten. This is from 4 days ago. This is from 88 weeks ago. So a year and a half ago versus 4 days ago. Not too bad.
People always tell me that I have body dysmorphia, and I'm like, I hope I have body dysmorphia.
He's definitely gained, and I'm not saying I'm excited to see how much he gains, but I'm interested to see how far he's going to go. And it would be interesting to see if he like decides to, wake up and not do that anymore and not be like okay with being fat. All right. So this has music. It's Lady Gaga. I don't want to be for romance. Okay. So this is a gal. Let's read her caption. Okay, so it says some people don't realize how backhanded and fat phobic they sound, and it shows. Just say you hate fat people and go. I'm still unlearning the internalized fat phobia I've had for years of being told I was pretty for a big girl, or when my friends tell me you're not fat. Fat is not a bad word, babe. I'm not ashamed of the word or what my body looks like because I've learned to love myself exactly as I am. Good for you. And those who tell me I look unhealthy can take it up with, I thought she was gonna say can take it up the ass, because I would say that. And those who tell me I look unhealthy can take it up with my doctor because I just had blood work and my numbers are looking okay. Looking great, okay? If you resonate with this post or have heard these things from friends, I see you and you're beautiful just as you are. Let's be friends. Where are the receipts, mommy? Me want to see receipts. I showed you mine. I don't expect everybody to show me their receipts. I'm very much, I was made for the limelight, and I want to show you guys my story and my journey. And the crazy thing is with my cholesterol is it's been up and down, and I know exactly what to do. The last time that it was super high, I was having a shit ton of butter. Lowered it by reducing my butter. This time it's high again. I'm gonna have to, reduce the coconut. All right. Let's take a look at her page, because I want to know how old she is. She's obviously not going to give us her age. She's got a huge butt, dude. The way that her body collects fat seems almost lipedema-y. If you guys agree, let me know. Look at her legs. Can you all see that? Yeah. It doesn't seem okay. It doesn't seem like a normal way to collect body. Or collect body. To collect fat. Also, what a shame to be that big and then have, just like regular sized boobies. They didn't fit in the dress very well. That's what I'm getting at. It doesn't feel like a normal way to collect fat, but she's not saying anything about lipedema, which usually when they have it or if they think they have it, they immediately put it in their hashtags. She works out, so I can see that that's why her blood markers might be good. I mean, like, just body movement in general is always going to be good for you. She seems very active. I mean, that's more active than I am. I don't fucking move sometimes. I can't even walk every day without losing some hair. Okay, so I'm going to keep it muted, and we are going to watch her be a little cringe for a second. How old do you guys think she is? Let me know in the comments. She looks, I don't know. I want to say 35, but I don't want to be mean. She looks mid-30s to me. So I'm going to read the little captions. You'd be so pretty if you lost weight. You're wearing a crop top? Wish I was that confident. And then the music is obvious, like her going, I don't want to be friends. Like over these mean things. Mean things. Backhanded compliments. Have you tried keto? My friend lost so much weight. Wow, you're actually pretty strong. That's such a weird. I mean, I've seen some very, very weak fat people, like people who can't even like lift themselves up if they fall over. But I know a lot more fat people who are super strong, and I think it's because they are lifting themselves every day. You lost weight. Keep going. Have you thought about weight loss surgery? You should just stop eating. Who would say that? I don't think anybody has ever said you should just stop eating. Well, maybe bullies online. So sorry, I take that back. You are so brave for wearing that. You're not fat, just curvy. Keep your fat phobia. Peace. Okay. Well, and last but not least, I wanted to show you guys this one. This isn't Copium. It was just a really like great post. I want to say meme. It's not a meme. Text post off of Twitter, X, whatever. Copium comes in two forms. You tell yourself it'll be too hard, so why bother? It's all rigged anyway. Or it'll be too easy. I can start anytime. Then you die via procrastination. Those paths lead you to having a food sack of Doritos and crickets over your face. Avoid. Doritos and crickets over your face. What? I don't get that part. But I love the other two parts. You tell yourself it'll be too hard, so why bother? It's all rigged anyway. Or it'll be too easy. I can start anytime. Agree with the first one as well. Agree with the first one especially. Some people just give up, and some people just give up because they've been told by the fat acceptance community that, like, you know, the only reason why you are even wanting to be fat is because of the patriarchy, or because it's because of unfair beauty standards, or these unnecessary beauty standards. It's just a beauty standard thing, when in reality, like, being obese is literally killing people. Like,
What do you mean?
but anyway, what did you guys think of my episode? I really enjoyed doing the copium duns, and I know that you guys do too. This one was a little bit less copy, or was it? There was still copes. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What did you guys think about Virgie Tovar's comparison to coffee and the GLP-1? I just think she really missed the mark on that one. Again, if you are new here, please consider giving me a subscribe, and don't forget to like this video. If you're a returning viewer, why didn't you like it? Like, what do you mean? Please like it and comment. You know what to do, okay? If you've made it all the way to this very point, in the comments, why don't you leave me a coffee emoji? I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the week, or the weekend, or the day, or the night. Hope your walk is going well. Make sure that when you're walking, you have just one earphone in so that you can hear your surroundings. Carry if you carry. And yes, know that I really do appreciate you guys. I'm having such a fun time making these YouTube videos. I am growing a bit, and it's shocking and fun and alarming, and I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate everybody, every single pair or singular eyeball, or third eyeball if you have it, watching the screen right now. Thank you so much for being here, and you guys have a wonderful life. Goodbye.
That I